Okay. The question I gave you, you are given 4 questions, so I'm going to project the questions now. So let's see the first one. Okay. Okay. So I hope you can see the question. You can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So okay. So I'll go with this one first. So tell me, confirm what you can see on the screen. Confirm it for me. What you can see on the screen. What can you see on the screen?
An object is launched at a velocity of 20 meters.
The question says, it says an object is launched at a velocity of 20. That's your V naught. That's your initial velocity, 20 meters per second. In direction making angle what? 25 degrees upward with the horizontal. So it's launched like this. It's launched like this with this velocity. This is your V naught at angle 25 degrees to the horizontal. The angle we need must be angle to the horizontal. So the question A says we should find the maximum height. And maximum height is actually V naught squared times square theta all over 2G.
The person is coming to meet you now.
Yes. Mute yourself, please. Mute yourself.
Yes.
Mute yourself, please. That person should mute herself. So that's the formula for question 1. And our V naught is 20 squared. And we have sine theta is 25 degrees. We are going to square it like this. That's the meaning of this square here. That's how you will square it. So over 2 times, you have 2 times G, and G will be taken as 10 in this question. So I want somebody to help me calculate that. 20 squared is 400. Sine 25. One person should tell me.
0.1786.
0. What?
1786.
1786. And I'm going to square it because of this square on top.
No, I've squared it already.
Okay, it's already squared. Okay, you have squared it.
Yeah.
So you first found sine 25 and you squared the answer.
Yeah.
You gave us this all over 20. Yeah. So give me the final answer. That'll be this times this over this. Final answer.
3.6.
3.6 what?
Meters.
Meters. Thank you. That's answered question 1. Let's see question B. Question B. It says, what's the total time of what? Flight between launch and touching the ground for the object? That means you are looking for time of flight. I mean, time to start from here and land here back. That's time of flight. To go and land there. That's time of flight. Okay. I hope that is clear. So the time it takes to start from this place and land here is called the time of flight. And formula for time of flight is 2V naught. It's 2V naught times theta all over G. That's 2. What's your V naught? Our V naught is 20 initial speed. Times 25. That's the answer all over G. That will give us 40. If you mute yourself, Jemima, mute yourself, Jemima.
Okay.
2 times 20, that's 40. Tamilore, what's sine 25?
0.4226.
0.4226 over 10. So what is this times this over this? Give me the final answer, Tamilore.
1.69 seconds.
1.9 seconds. What this answer means is that it will take, or it took 1.69 seconds for a body projected with velocity what? V naught at angle 25 degrees to move from here and land here again. To land here again. Let's see the C question. What is the horizontal range? Formula for range. Range formula. Range, number C. Range formula is V naught squared sine 2 theta all over G. That's range formula. And that's V naught is, that's 20 squared. Then sine, this one is 2 times, not square, 2 times that angle, 25. All over G is 10. So at the end we have 400 sine 50 degrees all over 10, because 2 times 25 is 50. So that will be 400 sine 50. What is 400 sine 50 all over 10? Tamilore, give me the final answer. Final answer, Tamilore.
30.64 meters.
30.64 meters. This is the range. Range means what? The maximum distance traveled horizontally. But you should note, it's not the same thing as maximum range. Maximum range is more than this. But this is range. Range is the maximum distance traveled horizontally. That's range. Then this says we should find the words, the magnitude of the velocity of the object before it hits the ground. Before it hits the ground. Okay? Now, before it hits the ground, what is the value of this velocity just before it hits the ground? Now, you're going to find Vs and Vy. You find that question. We look for Vs. Vs is always V naught cos theta. V naught cos theta. That's Vs. The Vs is V naught cos theta. And V naught is what? 20. Then cos what theta? 25 degrees. And that's what? Please tell me, what's 20 cos 25 degrees? Yeah, Tamilore, 20 cos 25 degrees.
Is 18.126 meters per second.
18.126
Mm.
per second. Meter per second. So we'll not find Vy also. What's the formula we use to get Vy?
V naught sine theta.
No, for Vy. Vs is V naught cos theta, irrespective of time. What's Vy?
So I can't hear you clearly. Your voice is breaking.
What is Vy? What is Vy?
V naught sine theta.
No, that's not Vy. That's Vy initially. That's initial Vy. What is Vy finally? Final velocity.
Oh, okay.
V naught sine theta minus gt.
Theta minus gt.
Is V naught sine theta minus what? Gt. Thank you.
Okay.
So your Vy is V naught sine theta minus GT. And that's V naught is, okay, what's your T? Anybody, what's your T? Who can tell me what T will be? Who can tell me what T will be?
Time of flight divided by 2.
Are you sure? Are you sure of that? Who knows what T is? It can be time of flight. If you say time of flight over 2, it means you are here. Watch. What that means that you are here. If you say time of flight over 2, that means you are here. Every time it takes to go from here and get here, it's time of flight over 2. But in this case, it's time it takes to go here, to leave here, to leave this place and land here. And that's time of flight. So what's your time? What's the time you put there?
Time of flight, 1.6.
Time of flight.
You have no
Flight.
choice. You have no choice. It has to be time of flight. So you have what? Your V naught is 20. Sine theta is 25 minus 10 times time of flight, 1.69. Because it's time it takes to reach the ground. That's the total time taken. So tell me the answer. This sine this minus 10 times this. First, tell me what's 20 sine? What's 20 sine 25 first?
Twenty sine 25 is 8.45.
8.45 minus what's 10 times 1.69?
10 times 1.69. That's 16.9.
16.9, that's 17.
16.9. So what's final answer?
Do 8.45 minus 16.9.
Time.
8.45 minus 16.9. Minus 8.5.
Minus 8.5. That's what? Meter per second. So that means you are here already. This is your VS. This is your VY. And this is what? Total V. How do you find total V in anybody? How do you find total velocity?
How do you find total V?
We have VS.
What is it called? The root of the square root of Vx squared
X squared plus
Vy squared.
So total velocity is square root of Vs squared plus Vy squared. And that's what? Square root of, what's Vs? Our Vs is 18.13. 126, okay? See the same thing. What's Vy?
Minus
8.5.
What's the final answer for V?
20 meters per second.
20 meters per second. I hope you know why the value should be the same thing. I hope you know why the value should be the same thing. Is somebody with me? Who knows why the value should be the same thing? Nobody knows why. Okay, assuming that they say you should find the magnitude of the velocity at a particular specified time, at a specified what time, we'll do something what different from this. To be something what different from this. Don't forget, what the body rose, the body has dropped back. The body rose through this height. It has dropped the height again. So at this point here, your h is what? 0. Your height at this point is what? 0. They said, what is the magnitude of the velocity of the object just before it hits the ground? Before it hits the ground, you don't know what happens before it hits the ground. So the time we're using will just be a bit less than 1.69. Will be a bit less than 1.69 before, because at 1.69 the body has hit the ground. okay? But just before it hits the ground, obviously, you cannot do what? Decipher that time it will take. Though you can segment the motion into two. You can segment it into two. You can segment it into two, and if it's the same thing you will get at the end of the day. You can segment it into two. The time it takes to rise, is half of time of flight. Why the time it takes to what? To fall. Okay? You can do this part of the motion. You can do this part of the motion only without considering the rising parts of the motion. Okay? If you are doing this part of the motion, then your Vy will be different from what we use here, because the time we use will be what? Half of 1.69. It will be half of 1.69. Okay? So you can do half of 1.69, okay? And you can do what? You can do the whole 1.69. If you do half of it, it means you are considering the body from here to fall back to this place. But in this case, we consider the whole projectile holistically, entire projection. So the time it takes to go and come back to the ground is 1.69. That's the reason why you use that one. And besides, your V finally will be the same thing also, because what the body rose, the body has also dropped. Okay? What the body rose, the body has dropped. That's why your V is the same thing as what? Initial velocity. Any question on this? Any question? Can I hear a question? Let's see this one. The trajectory of a projectile launched from ground is given by the equation. You are given this equation. Just watch, please. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so you are given this as, watch please, y equals minus 0.025 x squared plus 0.5 x. We can rewrite like this. We can say 0.5x minus 0.025 x squared. We can rewrite like this. Okay. Now, what do we do here? Watch, please. Who can tell me what's the equation of trajectory? What's the general equation of trajectory? Who can tell me?
Y is equal to x tan theta minus
Okay, thank you. So equation of trajectory. Equation of trajectory is y equals x tan theta minus gx squared over 2v naught squared cos theta. That's the equation of trajectory. Okay, tell me. If you compare this equation, watch. If you compare this equation with what they gave to us, it means anything beside x, anything that stands with x is your tan. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That means tan theta equals to 0.5. Is this correct now? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What do we now use this to get? What do we use this to get?
Easy to get theta.
Yeah.
God bless you. So theta is now what? Theta is now arctan of 0.5. So what's arctan of 0.5? Please tell me.
26.57 degrees.
26.57 This is 6 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this is the angle of projection. This is the angle of projection. Again, anything beside x squared, see this x squared, see the x squared. Everything beside x squared will be what? This. Can you see the word?
Yes, sir.
What you have beside x squared is this. So you can say that you say g over 2b naught squared cos square theta is the same as 0.025. So what do we now do? We use this to find. Okay, what can this help us find? Do you first agree with this expression? Do you agree with this expression?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what can this one help us to find? Anybody? What can this one help us to find?
V naught.
God bless
We
you.
know.
What is 10 over 2v naught squared? Then cos theta is 26.6 cos squared equals 0.025. So we have 10 over, can somebody help me with this? Cos 26.6 square is times 2. What's the answer you get? Cos 26.6 square is, and give me the answer you get.
0.79.
Tell me what you have done. Tell me what you have done so I can. Tell me what you have done. You're not hearing me. Press cos 26.6 for me. Square the answer and multiply by 2 and give me the final answer.
Was 5 by 2.
You're not talking to me.
1.6.
1.6.
Everything, Abby. Everything down there, Abby.
Yes, sir.
1.6 v naught squared equals 0.025. What do we now do? 6 over 1. So we have 1.6 v naught squared times 0.025 equals to 10. That means press 1.6 times 0.025. What do you get, please? Help me. 1.6 times 0.025.
0.04.
0.04.
What did you get?
0.04.
Thank you. 0.04 v naught equals to 10. So v naught squared is now 10 over 0.04. What's 10 over 0.04?
250.
Sorry?
250.
250. Aisha, I can't hear you. Aisha, I can't hear Aisha.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's now v naught? Now square root of 250. So give me the square root of 250.
15.8.
2.8.
16.8.
10.8 meter. So who understood what I did? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Who got what I got here? Who got my answer?
I got your answer. I got your answer.
Okay, that means you were able to interpret this expression. Okay, good. Thank you. So let's see. Now, what did they ask us to do? What's question A they asked us to do? Question A, tell me.
Find the initial velocity.
That's V naught. We have gotten it as 15.8 meter per second. What's the next thing that and the angle at which the projectile is launched? At what angle is it launched? 26.6 degrees. What's the next question they asked us there? Because it's not showing on the screen here. It's not showing here. Or was that all they asked us?
That's
That was all, sir.
Okay, so we can move to the next question. We can move to the next question. If you have any question you're not able to do, maybe you have tried to do it, but you're not getting it, you can give me today on this topic, because this topic will end today. It will end today. We are starting a new topic on Sunday. We are moving into dynamics on Sunday. So if you know that, if you know
Sunday.
yes.
I didn't know Saturday.